Hello. I am just here. I just going to go through all these reveals. Um, this is not going to be a very professional video at all. It is just going to be me just talking about these reveals that happened yesterday at PulseCon. So yeah, let's just get on with this. So first of all, just gonna go through the core classes. So Sludge, um, the first the first core class to reveal was Slug, but let's go through Sludge. I think he looks very rough around the edges. You know, when I originally saw this, I really think it just didn't look good at very like at all. Like his dino mode isn't even very good. Um, but uh, eventually, when I learned about the whole Volcanicus thing, it turned out to be a lot better. So first of all, hero up mode, it looks fine. Like I think if it's just standing up still, you're not gonna pose it in any way. I think it'll be fine. I think it'll just be a little tiny dynamod that will just be serviceable. Um, I really feel like they could have tried and engineered some elbows, but what are you gonna do? This is perfectly fine. I I think the thighs on his side, it doesn't look very good, but not really much you can do about that. So, uh, it looks good. Like all the details look right. The head sculpt looks actually really good. I really like the head sculpt. Um, the dino mode, yeah, it just looks really rough. But it's serviceable. It does what it's supposed to do. Next, Sound Blaster. I think he looks really good. I think the purple chest is a very good addition. I do not have the core class Soundwave yet, so to get this is amazing. I would love to get this figure. I think the black and the purple looks very good. I'm really glad they didn't go with the red chest. I think the purple really fits, and the colors really pop. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. A boombox mode. Everything looks good. It's just a repaint of the Soundwave, but it's good. The slug is probably my favorite out of the core class reveals because I think he looks really good. I think everything about him looks really good besides the head. I think the head need to be a little bit bigger, and I feel like it could have been a little bit bigger, but it is serviceable. It does what it does. It's a tiny Dinobot, and it does exactly what I wanted to do. He also looks like he doesn't have elbows. I don't know what's going on with that. It looks like he's bending his elbows here, but I don't know if he is. I really don't know what's going on with that. I feel like they need to be putting some elbows on them, but maybe budget and stuff. Yeah, he doesn't have any elbows. That's okay. For what it has to accomplish, I think it does perfectly fine. What it has to accomplish is a lot. Let me just find the image quickly. Um, Here we go. Yeah, so the Volcanicus combination, I think that is really cool. And I definitely am sold on the set just for that combination. I'm definitely sold on it. It just looks like, from what I'm seeing right here, it just looks good. I'm very happy to have this. It's gonna be very affordable. It's gonna be an entire combiner for like 60 United States dollars. Uh, that's pretty good. That is good. That's serviceable. That's a good price for a complete combiner. You can't really complain. I'm really excited to see how it turns out. So going on to the deluxes now. Breakdown is by far the worst of the deluxes. It's just very disappointing. Very disappointing. After such an amazing run with the legacy deluxes, it's just very disappointing. You know, I feel like it, I expected a remold for breakdown, but the problem is that they just didn't do enough. Like the robot mode looks like they did enough. He looks like he only comes with one gun. I know a previous leak showed him to have two. Not sure if he's gonna come with two, but I think he's gonna come with one. I didn't read the description or anything, but I think he comes with one. Which would make no sense because the synergy right now is that they all come with two guns. It's gonna be very weird for him to only come with one gun. This whole breakdown release just feels very haphazard and very lazy and very afterthoughtish, and I don't know why. I don't know why they would cap off all these undercons, but by far the weakest one. I don't think he's the weakest one though. It's just the most disappointing one because I like his color scheme a lot more on Wild Rider, so I think I'm gonna like this figure more on Wild Rider. But it's very disappointing that it just doesn't look anything like a Lamborghini. I think I would have been fine with it being a remold if it did not look like a Ferrari with a spoiler, but that's exactly what it looks like. It doesn't look anything like the Countach. It's very disappointing. But it is the final member. They knew everyone was gonna have to buy it, so they made no effort. Next is Needle Nose. Um, I know there's a lot of Needle Nose fans out there, but I just not really feeling this figure. It looks good. Like, don't get me wrong, it does look good. I would be very happy to have it, but I think it just lacks paint. It lacks a lot of paint. And the transformation looks dead simple. Looks like you just fold up the arms and legs, and it really looks like Universe Silverbolt from way back in the day, where you could literally chop the vehicle mode off from the robot mode, and you never want to have that in Jetformer. You want to have at least a little bit of vehicle mode parts, becoming part of your robot mode. But here, like, just none of the robot parts make up the vehicle, and that is very disappointing. I really expected more, especially with modern engineering. But I mean, I guess that's just how his design was. That's how he looks. It achieves both modes as people expect. People are very happy with this. I am not the target audience for this, so if people are happy, I'm happy. It's just not something I see myself picking up. The target masters look very cheap too. But little target masters, I'm glad they included them. Nice backety box. Um, I like the packaging. I like the blue and green, two of my favorite colors. So I like it a lot. And I just want to comment on the packaging here. I don't understand why people are complaining about this, because I feel like this is the perfect middle ground between, it's an open box, so you can still see what figure you're getting inside, right? But it's not a closed box, so that people can easily swap figures. I think it's perfectly serviceable for what it is. I think it looks good. I don't think it looks good, but I think it does the job. People aren't gonna mess around with the figure as much. People aren't gonna, you know, pop off heads. It's gonna look like it's very difficult to do that. And you still see the figure without it being so easily accessible. So I like it. I like this. They're not gonna go back to plastic packaging, so we're just gonna have to live with it. And I think it's fine. Next, we have, I believe, the next one is Hotshot. Hotshot is interesting because I feel like he really got the short end of the stick when it comes to budget. Um, I don't know. It just looks like he needed more budget. He needed some more steps with his windshield. I feel like his legs are very hollow. They don't look like they're gonna hold together very well because they just look very open. I don't know. Yeah, like it just looks very open. I don't know what to say about this. Um, I don't think I'm gonna be picking this one up. I think he lacks a little bit of paint, but I mean, he doesn't even have that much paint in the alt mode, so um, but I think Unicorn Trilogy fans are gonna love it. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they have a figure that they will appreciate. Um, it's nice. It's a nice figure. It's a nice figure, but it's just not as good as I would have hoped it could have been. I really like the inclusion of the Axel Zuka. I think that is really cool. Um, but from people who love the Unicorn Trilogy, they seem to be loving this. So hats off to them. I'm glad they like it. Just a few more images here. It just doesn't feel like the most substantial deluxe. And I'm very interested to see how he transforms, because I'm looking at this. This looks like an ab crunch here. Very interested to see how this transforms. Very interested. Uh, okay, so next we have Legacy Scraphook. That's the next deluxe in the wave, and I think he's my favorite. I think he's my favorite deluxe of the wave. I think I wasn't a big fan of Junkions, and I got very disappointed, honestly, when I saw the listings. That was Junkion 1. There's a lot of Junkions in Legacy Wave, Legacy Year 2 Evolution. Um, and I'm not a very big fan of Junkions because I don't really like the designs. I don't really care for their vehicle modes. I don't really care for their Section 86 movie. I honestly think their Section 86 movie it really drags on the movie, so wasn't a very big fan of their characters, but this guy really intrigued me. I think he's my favorite of the wave because he just looks different from all the Junkions. He looks like a Mad Max Earth vehicle, which I really like. I really like that. And I think he really pulls off his robot mode very well. His transformation looks dead simple. I'm not even gonna lie, dead simple transformation. But it's an effective robot mode. It pulls it off well. I think it does something better than others. I think the vehicle mode looks amazing. I think the robot mode looks amazing. His transformation looks very simple. That's a bit of a negative. And the weaponizer gimmick, I don't think he pulls it off very well at all. Like, at all. I don't think he's made for that, honestly. So, you can see he comes with a bit of accessories. He comes with this little hook. He comes with this wheel thingy. He comes with these two hood pieces that become blasters of sort, but it's just the hood. So, don't really expect much from those. Um, yeah. So, a few poses of him here. Vehicle mode. Looks great. Looks really good. So, here's my problems that lie. I'm just going to open this image up for you guys. So, as you can see the back of the box here, you can see he splits apart. So he's going to be the next evolution of Weaponizer. But the problem with him is that he doesn't do weaponizing very well. Look at this hotshot. Like, it's just not very good. Like, this is obviously just his arms. You can see his fist, a bent elbow. It doesn't look good. Like, this just connect onto his shoulders. It doesn't look very good. What I think this is really made for is to mix and match your Junkions and form new vehicles, like on his legacy artwork. Like, let's look at the artwork here. You can see there is this is the scrapbook right here, you know, where my cursor is. And you can see he has these two motorbike pieces in front. And you can see that actually comes into play here. Because you can see here, where my cursor is, the the hood, and the whole front of the car, the truck pops off, and you can see there's two ports right here. We can plug in those motorbikes to create that art image. Um, so I think that's really cool. And I think that's what he's made for. I think he's more mix and match rather than a weaponizer. And I don't know how to feel about that. I like it a lot. That's how I feel about it. I think I like it more than the weaponizer gimmick because I have a few weaponizers and I never really utilize the gimmick. I kind of just put him in robot mode, put him in vehicle mode. I didn't really use the weaponizer gimmick, but I think I'll use this. I like this. I like this as an evolution to weaponize to change up the vehicle modes. I really like that idea. So yeah, I think he's my favorite deluxe. I think his transformation looks very simple, but the vehicle mode I think is a shining star. I really like that vehicle mode. People were speculating this could be a retool or pre-tool of Rise to Beast Scourge because his vehicle mode looks pretty similar. I do not think that's the case. Generations figures rarely ever go over to the Studio Series, and it just wouldn't make a lot of sense. Um, so I don't think that's a thing. I don't think that's a thing at all. If you guys hear any music in your background, there's a temple nearby, so I'm very sorry for that. But let's not go into this Voyager yet. Let's go into this Voyager. Leo Prime is cool. I like Leo Prime. I have no attachment to the character, unfortunately, so I don't think this is going to be a pickup for me. But I'll tell you who will be a pickup for me. I think the black repaint, the black convoy repaint of this is going to be really good because I've seen the masterpiece, and the masterpiece looks great. The teal and black looks really good, so I think it's going to look really good on this mold. But the problem with this mold is that there's a lot of white, and right now in Transformers fandom, white is a very, very, very controversial color because it yellows. It yellows so often. They said they fixed the problem, but they obviously have not. Menasaur is coming out and he has yellowing. I think the yellowing problem has not stopped. And I don't know why they won't stop it. I don't know if it's cheaper plastic. People are claiming it's cheaper plastic. They need to do something about yellowing because it really sucks. And I really hope this figure doesn't yellow because it'll be such a shame. Because the one thing I like about this figure so much is the color. I really like the color of white. I really like the red. I really like the blue. The colors pop. They're in your face and they pop. I really like that. And like that head sculpt is amazing. I really, really like that head sculpt. That's amazing Optimus Prime head sculpt. I really like it. Um, as for his lion mode, I really like his lion mode. I know a lot of people have a problem with the face, but it doesn't bother me because I have no attachment to the character and I don't care if he's accurate or not. But looking at this lion mode, it looks better than the masterpiece, and that is mind-boggling. That this mainline release is better than the masterpiece. Like, come on, like that is amazing. I really like this lion mode. Really like it. It has an opening jaw. Um, I really like how it's really covered up. Like you see some red here and there, but it isn't as apparent as the masterpiece. And I think I just like it more. I just like it more. It just looks good. I think this is a very solid Voyager. Not for me, but it's a solid Voyager. I'm very interested to see what the Matrix looks like because they said that he's a Matrix. But it looks like these two panels open up, but also this little piece here opens up as well. So that's very odd. I don't know what they're gonna do there. I don't know if the Matrix is in here or if it's in the chest. I don't know, but we'll have to see because there hasn't been any images of the Matrix itself, so we'll have to see. Anyway, going on to the packaging. Packaging looks great. I really like the packaging for this line. I really like the blue. I like the green. Uh, and I like the Evo Fusion like logo. I don't know. I think it's just cool. It's very lazy on this guy because he just has some flip out claws, but you know whatever. It's just wording. He looks to be a very complicated figure because 35 steps is a lot. That's a lot of steps. I don't really know where those steps are going. It looks like there's a lot of panels that are gonna be going in place, you know. But I'm very interested to see this guy in hand. I think this guy is one that I need to see in hand for me to really like it or not. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think he's cool though. I think he's cool. That box art illustration is that is that is magical. That is rad. I think that's the way to describe it. That's really 90s. That line. I don't know. It looks good. It looks good. I'm very interested in his accessory count. It looks like he comes with a lot of accessories. Like there's a piece here, a piece here, a piece here, football claws. I don't know. I can't really keep track of all the accessories. It looks like he just has a lot. So yeah. I think it's a solid Voyager. Not my favorite Voyager, but it's a very solid one. I'm very interested to see how his Black Convoy version looks. And on to the main event. This is Khan, and this is everything I could have ever asked for. It is perfect. I love it so much. I cannot describe into words how emotional, how amazing this figure is to me. It just, it's just so good. There's just so many positives about this figure. It's mind-boggling how this is a mainline release. They could have charged leader class for this, and I would have understood. Like, this is just amazing what they've been able to do with the Voyager class price point. People were saying it should have been a leader class, made him a little bigger, made him come with a few more accessories, maybe a little nickel, but I like this more because guess what? This is cheaper. This is more affordable. People are going to be able to get this a lot more easily, and I'm very happy about that. Very, very happy. Um, if he had some compromises, I would understand. Okay, he should have been a leader, but this guy has no compromises. This guy has one flaw, which I will discuss later. But right now, let's just talk about what we're seeing at face value. What we're seeing at face value is a very, 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 very comic accurate Dawn. This looks perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. I think there's one thing I would say about the robot mode itself. I think the colors are a bit drab. They look a little bit pale. I think it could have been some higher contrast colors, especially with his purples. I think it's a little bit of a pale purple, but that's a really minor nitpick. Otherwise, it's perfect, man. It's perfect. It's really perfect. The double cannon fusion cannon just looks so good. I just don't know what to say about this figure besides it's amazing. It is really, really good. Um, Everything about it, really think this is just my favorite Voyager of all time. I really think it is. Just because I have such an attachment to this character, and the design looks so good, and the vehicle mode looks so good, and the transformation looks fun and interesting, and the articulation, man, don't even get me started. It just looks incredible. The articulation looks amazing. Look at it right here. You see it right here? Posable hands. What? That is crazy. Like, that's something that Voyager classes have been getting a lot. Like, the only Voyager classes off the top of my head that has posable hands is G-Axis and Studio Series Hot Rod. And those two figures are very odd because Studio Series Hot Rod was a deluxe sized Voyager, so it makes sense for them their opening hands. That's where the budget went. G-Axis was packed with a repack, so because G-Axis was packed with a repack, right? I considered him a lower budget figure, no, a higher budget figure. Sorry, I considered him a higher budget figure because he came with um he came repackaged with a Soundwave that was repacked. So it looks like he had a higher budget dedicated to him, which allows him to have high articulation, like opening hands. As for Tan, he's packaged with a perfectly fine Voyager, a perfectly serviceable Voyager, a perfectly whole Voyager, and the fact that he's packaged with that Voyager and still has this much budget, still has this much articulation, it's crazy. It's crazy what they were able to do. I don't know how they pulled this off. If it's one figure, I would love to talk to the designer about this figure because I don't know how they pulled it off. I don't know. I don't know how they did it because it just looks so good. Everything about it, the vehicle mode looks incredible too. Because like that transformation, people don't give that transformation credit. I think his transformation looks pretty complex for what it's trying to do. And I really like the vehicle mode because I think the vehicle mode looks better than it looks in comics. I think the vehicle mode looks better than the MMC version. It just looks good. It looks cohesive. And that's what I was worried about the vehicle mode being lazy and just being a half-ass attempt. But I don't think it's not. I think it's good. I think it's really good for your vehicle mode. I think it's solid. I think it works. It looks like a tank. It does what it does, and it looks good doing it. You know. So its transformation looks very, very, very interesting because it's been confusing me a little bit because you can see here this is his back, right? Because it has the turrets in it. This is his chest, right here, as you can see his image. The treads are on his chest. What I'm interested in is how the arms work, because the arms have to come up here. How is that gonna work? Considering the arms are back here and the legs are back here. It's a very interesting transformation. I'm very excited to see how it works. Very excited to see how it works. I can't wait for a review for this guy because I need to see how transformation works and I need to see this guy in more poses because my god, that pose ability looks so good. Looks so good. They're just showing off on this packaging, man. What this guy can do, man, just looks so good. So unbelievably good. It's by far my favorite Voyage of all time. By far, by far, by far. The posability, articulation, the looks of the robot mode, the looks of the vehicle mode, everything, man, just looks so good, so good. As for that one flaw, he has what I call trigger happy shoulders. Now, the problem with trigger happy shoulders is that they don't allow the arm to move outwards naturally. What I mean is that if you have Legacy, G-Axis, or Kingdom Heart Rodimus, sorry, or Titan Trigger Happy, if you try to raise their arm and move their arms outwards, it won't move naturally. It actually won't move at all because that joint isn't there. It happens when the joint for the shoulder is actually in the torso instead of the shoulder. So Tan has that problem. He's not going to be able to raise the arm outwards easily, but that's fine. That only helps. That only it's a little bit annoying when it comes to posability because he's not going to be able to strike as many poses as he would want him to be. But you can also get around the issue very easily by posing him differently or just doing a different pose altogether. So I think he's good. I think he's very good. That's like one flaw. So two flaws I can think about. I think the paint should have been a little bit more contrast, and I think the shoulder articulation could have been handled better. But that's about it. Everything else about this guy is perfect, amazing. I can't think of a single thing that I want to complain about this guy. Besides those two things, I just love it. Even the combining weapons looks good. Like in the past, whenever they combine two guns and call it a longer rifle in quotations, it always looks like not very good. But I think this rifle actually looks cool. Like that looks like a cohesive gun, and I like that. I really like that. I love this figure, and I cannot sing its praises high enough. I love it. I even love the package art. Looks so good. Mark May on Instagram confirmed that the turret is able to go on his back, so you're gonna be able to create that look, and I'm so excited. So excited for this figure. People were a little bit upset about the mask not being able to be removed. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that, honestly. I know it would have been probably gotten lost with a lot of people because they're a very tiny piece. I'm not going to display it without the mask because the mask is one of his best features, so it doesn't bother me at all. So this figure gets a 10 out of 10. I haven't rated the rest of the figures, but this figure gets a 10 out of 10. And this wave in general. Wait, before I go into that, his shoulders. People were discussing that he has a hinge on his shoulders. I'm very interested if we see what that does, because it doesn't look like it plays in the transformation, but we'll have to wait for a review and see. Um, as for the wave, I think people are giving this wave a lot more credit than it needs to get, because I think this figure makes a lot of people happy, but it doesn't do it in the most amazing way. Because I feel like a deluxe assortment. There's not really any deluxes here that make me happy. Like Breakdown looks serviceable. Needle Nose looks like he does what he does. Hotshot does what he does as well. I feel like all of them do their job just fine, and none of them excel at their job. Especially Breakdown, very big disappointment. Needle Nose, it's just very disappointing. Like, because I know this is design. I know people are happy with it because they finally have a Needle Nose, but it doesn't look like he really pushed the envelope in any way. It just looks like a very basic jet former, and I don't expect that in this day and age. I expect like really cool engineering tricks, and it just looks like an old 2008 figure. So it doesn't look like one. It just looks like he transforms like one. As for Hotshot, like I think he's just okay. All of these deluxes are just okay for me. Besides Scrapbook, I think Scrapbook looks very cool. As for the Voyagers, I'm telling you guys, Voyager class is where it's at. Voyager class looks like it gets the most budget, most thought, the most care. It just looks the best. Voyager class looks the best. Voyager class is by far, if I'm gonna collect any class, all the figures, I'm gonna go Voyager class because it just looks like they have the best figures. And I think this wave in general, it gets so much praise because it's doing stuff that hasn't been done before. The Armada stuff, people have been waiting for Needle Nose. The Breakdown completes just underguns. But my god, Tarn is really where it's at. I think Tarn just sells this whole wave for me. Tarn just brings this wave up. Tarn is amazing. Tarn is the best. This is 10 out of 10 figure. Best figure of the year for me. Nothing will compete against this figure. I love it. It is everything I could have asked for, and I don't know how else to express that. It's perfect. It's like the Homelander meme. It's perfect. Down to the little details. It is perfect. It is so ridiculously comic accurate at a Voyager scale. Not even a later class Voyager. I love it. This is perfect. Oh, and I really like how this panel has two ports for the cannons, so you can have it higher up or lower up to increase articulation. I think that's so cool, man. The attention to detail just looks so cool about this guy. I love it. I cannot gush about this figure enough. I can make a whole video talking about this figure alone. So, that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed me ramble a little bit about a wave. I'm just gonna end with Talon on screen. Yes, let's go. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed my ramble. I hope you listen again in the future. Do not expect any high quality content from me. I'm just producing videos to get my thoughts out there for anyone that wants to listen. Feel free to listen to this however you will. I, I just hope you enjoy, and I'm gonna keep making some videos about Rice Babies news in particular. Anytime there's some new news, I'll make a video now. I think I'm gonna start just making some videos, just for people to watch if they want to. I don't really see myself pursuing it very much, so I hope you enjoyed. If you did, let me know. I would love to hear that you enjoyed. It would really, really make my day. Besides that, that's about it. Bye, guys.